What's up, everybody? Leone here again today with another video for you. This is going to be a build video for those that like my build videos. I got the Aroma RTA right here, and we're going to slap some vertical coils in there, and I'm going to show you how I personally do the vertical coil builds and how I wick this device. And yeah, so let's go down to the table and let's take a look at that. Alright, so here we are with the Aromamizer Velocity style deck. Here we're going to do a build for you on camera and show you how I build this guy. There are multiple ways to build on this. There's tons of different builds you can put on this because of this deck. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. And this is the one I've been using, and it's the one I've been enjoying. So I'm just going to show you what I do. Obviously unscrew all your grub screws like I did here. This again is the Velocity style deck, not the 3-post, because they do have a 3-post deck out there. This is for the Velocity style. So do that. And then you're going to wrap yourself some coils. Now you can use titanium wire, you could use nickel wire, Kanthal, stainless steel, whatever your fancy is. I'm just using regular 26 gauge Kanthal wire. And yes, I said 26 gauge, so it's I'm running for a higher ohm build because I'm going to be running it on a DNA 40 device. So for me, I'm going with a higher ohm range, probably 0.5, 0.6-ish area. I'm just going to build like I usually do my builds on a 2.5mm rod here. This is a Kuro Concepts clone coiling tool here. I just insert my wire and I grab one leg here, and I'll do it on camera for the first one. And I just start one wrap. I'm going to pull that wrap anyway, so it doesn't matter if it's perfect or not. And then I'm going to line up my little nut here, and I'm just going to start winding. And I'm going to do 9 wraps, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And that's all I do. Then I pull my little guy out, I put it on here, and I always pull that first wrap out. So I just pull on the wire. You could use pliers if your fingers aren't good like mine. And there we go. I pull that first wrap out, and you can see it's a pretty darn perfect 9-wrap micro coil right there. Now I already wrapped one off camera, so I have both ready to go. They're both the exact same 9-wrap 2.5mm bit. Alright, so here we go. Perfect. I had to get a taller base to put it on. So what we'll do, and this is very simple, I'm going to do it vertical. I'm going to do vertical coils. You can easily do horizontal coils if you please, but I am going to do verticals. And they've just worked well, and they're just great. The flavor on them is really good. So you're going to have, let me back this up. So you're going to have a bottom lead and a top lead. Obviously the bottom lead you're going to put in the bottom hole on this guy. So your bottom lead's going to go here, and then you're going to have a top lead going here. So you're going to be going diagonal from each other, and then you're going to do the opposite on the other side, obviously. So you're going to have something just like, so you're going to have something like that. So that top lead's going up here, and that bottom lead is going down here. So what you can do is, I'm just going to grab my rod wherever it is. Here it is. Just keep that rod in there so it holds it into place. And basically pull my wires back and around. That just keeps it in there. Back and around. So something like that. And I have it dead center. And then I'll take my thumb and I'll hold the coil. And I'm just tightening the grub screw here. And you could leave your tool in there if it helps you, instead of using your finger like I did. These grub screws, by the way, are fantastic. They don't break any leads, they don't break any wire. They just get in there and they get your coil nice and tight. The tightest I've had on any RTA. So there we go, we got that first coil in there. You can see it's right in the center. You can take your tool and you can move it over if you need to, or raise it up, whatever. Just going to twist and pull these wires right out. Like I said, this is really super easy. There you go, your first coil. I'll be right back with the second coil. And here we go. And here we go, both coils are in there. They're not perfect, you know. They could use a little fiddling, which we will do. Just take that in there, pull it out and straighten it up. Same thing with this guy, a little straightening won't kill it. Boom. See both right there in the center? Well, I haven't pulsed them or anything yet. I just installed them and used my tool to straighten them. They look pretty darn good. And they're pretty level, so you want to make sure they're about the same height. Which they look to me like they are. Alright, we're just trying to pulse these here. You can see this one here is definitely way screwed up. It's glowing way faster than the other one. Again, I'm just pulsing it a little bit. But I'm going to grab some pliers and do a little pinching to get these just right. And then once you've done that, you can do the little brush technique and give them, you know, I don't know why this really works, but it always works when you just give your coil brush up and down on each side, just like so. Boom, and we should be good. Perfect, perfect. Inside, outside. Alright, and we ended up with a resistance of, whoa camera, whoa, 0.53 ohms, which is kind of just where I wanted it because I'm using it on a DNA 40. So let's wick this baby. Now, as far as wicking goes, you have two options. Well, maybe there's more than two, but there's two that I know of. Okay, so you can install your coils and then remove said coil. So it'll look something like this once it's removed. This is an old coil. This isn't the coil I just built. But anyways, that's that. So then you can take your cotton and actually wick it like this. So, you know, roll it up and wick it through and then reinstall it back to your atomizer. Now, me personally, I don't like to have to put my coil on and then pull it back off and then put it right back on. Once I have it on, I have it on, just like this. But I have seen people do that where they take the coils on, off, re-wick, or not re-wick, take them off, wick them, and then reinstall them. For me, I'm not doing all that. I put my coils on, I'm wicking them just like that. So I just got a sliver here of organic cotton. Where am I getting my cotton? This is my cotton. Infinite Wicks, Japanese organic cotton. Got it off eBay, got like 50 pads for $7 or something, so I'm loaded for a while now. And I basically am just going to twist both ends. And I always pull off that top layer and the bottom layer. These little sheets here, yeah, I always pull that little layer off so it's fluffy. And I just roll both ends like this, and I get myself some points. And then I'll just cut this little strip in half. A little cotton goes a long way. So then I'll be left with two pieces just like that. I'll grab one. And I roll pretty tight because you're going to need to get as much of this in there and then you can unroll it. So anyways, I got it in there, and what I'll do is I'll grab a flathead of some sort that it was using, and I'll take the cotton and I'll kind of just do one of those numbers, and then I'll just pull it gently because you don't want to pull the coil out. So gently push, pull, boom. Just to feel some resistance, and you should be good. Then what you do is you're going to cut some of this because it's too much. Let's cut a chunk off of that there. And I'll fluff it out. Good little fluff. And then take it and literally just set it down here. Not packing it, I'm just setting it. You can see it's just set down in this area here. It's very simple to wick this. And then here, what I'll do is I'll trim this. I'll just trim it right to the post. So I'll line up with the post and I'll trim. There we go. And I'll leave something like that. And I'll just kind of push this downwards. Just like that. Simple as pie. Let me do the other one. So there you go. The other side's wicked also. Very, very simple. And then we'll just grab some juice, which I'm using the Reverb Dubtronic with that vanilla doughy flavor, which is just fantastic. And we'll saturate them, obviously, before you go ahead and do anything. And this is a 70-30 blend VGPG, and I've had no issues with it. This is what I've been using in it. That's good. That's good enough for that. And let's check the resistance again. 0.53. Let's bump her up. Up. And here we go. Let's see if we get vapor. And we sure do. Tons and tons of vapor. Alright, one other thing I want to show you. Once it's all put back together, you should be able to see, and get my flashlight right here. You should be able to see through that hole. At least I can. I can see my coil sitting through there. That means your airflow is centered right onto your coil, and you should do the same thing on the opposite side. You should be able to see your coil, and yes you can. There you go. Is that coil in there? Yep. So if you did it right, you'll have your airflow centered right onto your coil, which means your coil is right in the center of the deck. So that looks all perfect. Now let's go up top and vape it. So there you go. You saw me build the RTA, the Aromamizer RTA, my fault. And it's really, really, as Todd from eSig Reviews would say, a dawdle. I love when he says that. It's easy. It's just easy to build, and it works so well. If you have one, you know what I mean already. Just fantastic. The build I've been using the build probably for half hour now, so I've gone through a little bit of the juice already. This thing sucks juice. That's the only thing. You can see the vapor production on it is pretty good. It's nothing super low either. It's a 0.53 it's reading, 35 watts, 4.3 volts on a DNA 40, and it's more than adequate for me. It's really good. You could build it lower if you want, and you could build it with titanium or nickel if you want. This is just my preference because of what I was using it on, and it's just been great. I feel like I'm getting really good flavor off these verticals. You could do it a horizontal build. I didn't show you that, but it's basically, you know, just like building any other horizontal build. One lead goes to the top hole, one lead goes to the bottom hole, horizontal again, and you wick it the same way. You make your cottontails just go down there into that deck underneath. That's it. So that's pretty much it. I don't have really much to say, but that was just an easy build on there, and I hope this was helpful to anybody that needed a build video for it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please put them below. I'll be glad to help you guys out, and I'll put a subscription link over here in this corner. And thank you all for watching. Until next time, live well and vape on.